Hey kids, if you're going to be in Los Angeles April 30th through May 2nd, stop by at Crypto Invest Summit. They're going to be showing, going to be doing a lot of stuff there. This is going to be one of my third shows. I can't wait to go. It's in Crypto Invest Summit West. You can buy your tickets now with using promo code CryptoTheWonderDog30. There's only 100 tickets left at $1,000. Get them while they're going hot. Tickets, their blog, the venue is the address. Probably going to need that if you're just not going to drive around and yell out, "Where's the Crypto Summit Invest Summit?" That will be at the Los Angeles Convention Center, Concourse Hall. That is at 1201 South Figueroa in Los Angeles. Zip code 90015 if you need that. Crypto Invest Summit takes place at the West Hall of Los Angeles Convention Center. Parking is available at the West Hall parking, or Uber it so you don't have to park. Save yourself a dime. The summit floor and expo floor plans is on the website at Crypto Summit and try that again at CryptoInvestSummit.io. Get your tickets now. Tell them the Wonder Puppy sent you, and you will receive only the 100 tickets at $1,000 left. I don't know how that works. So try it out. Crypto Invest Summit. Check out their website, CryptoInvestSummit.io. Los Angeles Convention Center, April 30th, May 2nd through May 2nd. Of 2018. I'll be there doing interviews. Can't do live interviews, but I will be there talking with people, shaking hands, glad handing, kissing babies, kicking puppies, and slapping the cat. Give me a call. Check it out. We'll be there. Hope to see you soon. All right. You are not alone. Hey, kids. This is what SprintX is telling hundreds of entrepreneurs and talented teams that are looking for a way to launch their own business. They have identified these needs of the startups of today to build the industries of tomorrow. SprintX is developing business ideas, plus launching the promotion of their future ICOs, plus listing them on SprintX's own exchange. SprintX is unleashing a new age of support for startups and ICOs, and you can be part of it. ICOs have had legal issues, scams are rampant, and fake projects taint the reputation of legitimate ones. SprintX will filter and verify all startups doing ICOs as legitimate companies that will follow a strict business discipline so they become profitable and successful for all investors. Startups have issues after doing their ICOs to convert their funds since most are done raised in crypto, but need to be cashed into fiat afterwards. SprintX will use SwitchX as crypto and fiat exchange. That will convert and embrace crypto and fiat, conforming to laws and regulations while supporting cryptocurrencies for all of our investors and users. Lastly, SprintX will use Nova as the startup incubator that will accelerate growth for all of the startups they support and build their first ever tech hub for startups in LATAM. This means entrepreneurs from all over the world can come to Nova and develop their companies in a tech hub that will be turned into a real crypto smart city. It's almost like Disneyland for people in crypto and people who are smart and people that want to live in a city. Visit SprintX.io to learn more and sign up now. Tell them Crypto the Wonder Dog sent you. And when you're there, watch for little crypto wonder dogs from roaming the streets and scratch them on the head. They won't bite. Toss them a Bitcoin and they'll go sit under a shade tree and enjoy the afternoon. Okay, let's get to the program. So last week I took a drive down to San Diego. I've been noticing on my LinkedIn feed that I've been seeing this company XYO, and I liked looking at their site and everything that was going on. What really caught my eye was the fact that they had it signed J.R. Hildebrand to be one of their spokes celebrities. And my history with the IndyCar, I knew who he was. And I was actually there at Indy when he had that heartbreaking crash, just inches from the checker flag, went into the wall and let Dan Weldon take the checker flag. And then later that year we lost Dan Weldon in Las Vegas. But JR has recovered, and he is now on a winning team with the guys over at the XYO Network. If I can get my mouse to work, I'll bring this up here. Not that one. Where is it? Oh, I just passed it. There we go. Okay, so if you're listening to the podcast, you won't see this, but the XYO Network is it's built on the fact that you can track packages no matter where they are, with the help of other little packages like bikes and cars, things like that. Met Johnnyko is his street name. Cool cat that we bonded over. Both fact of us are being my second interview with a guy that's also a podcaster, and one of my favorite shows, which is the Game of Thrones. He has a podcast, Got Thrones, and not only that, but one of my earliest memories of watching TV was Star Trek, and he also has the Disco Trek, besides running the media for the XYO Network. So if you're on Twitter or Instagram, you're probably chatting with my buddy Johnny. You can find his card right here at the LinkedIn. Search him; he'll talk to you. He's super fun, cool guy. We had a great talk, and being down in San Diego, I haven't spent much time in San Diego, but I always enjoy my time going down there. And I encourage you, if you're on the left-hand coast here, to cruise on down to San Diego, enjoy the sights. You can cruise in, say hi to Johnny. He hooked me up with a really cool baseball cap and a t-shirt. And the people that were at the XYO Network, they just the nicest people in the world. When I walked in, that's a long drive from Orange County to San Diego. And lovely Erica was kind enough to usher me to the facilities of the floor there that they were on, and she informed me they have the entire floor. Then she came back in later and brought me a little basket full of Mountain Dew and fruit and everything. Such a great girl, lovely woman, Erica. And then we went upstairs and talked with a guy that does some crazy art for Disney and for Star Wars. Man, they're just a talented group of people. I walked in and there was these sketches on the wall from comic books and everything, and just a really cool place to be. I would love to work in a place like that, and I have my own sorts of memorabilia hanging around here, mostly sports. But I really enjoyed it. They were super nice to me. Couldn't have been a better time. And don't get down to San Diego as much as I'd like to, but I think I will more often than I should. I have a sister-in-law down there, and so we go down there every once in a while, but they're more inland. I'm sure you guys wanted to hear that. So here's the interview that I had with the boys and Johnny and girl and lady Erica at the XYO Network. You guys ready to start the show? All right, let's start the show. Extra pump in the morning, extra jolt. You've been trying to stay away from sodas forever, and they chase you down.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go looking for them. They just come find you.
I was doing really good about not drinking soda in the office until about a week and a half ago. And now I'm back on at least one a day. I'm so angry.
This is my second for today.
It's counting to confusing our beer.
I'm with you on that. absolutely with you on that. Mountain Dew, the official drink of the Ozarks.
Yeah, it started out as a moonshine mixer.
Was it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Mountain Dew was what was a slang term for moonshine, and Mountain Dew was the soda was the flavor was to mask the chemical burn of bathtub moonshine.
My God, that's awesome. Yeah, I watched a documentary on moonshine. It was like this little, like hour-long documentary, and it showed that these people in the Ozarks actually putting it in their baby bottles. Yeah, and like all their teeth are just rotted out of their heads. They look like they're on meth from just drinking Mountain Dew. I hope. What is this? Is this a Pepsi product?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope Pepsi doesn't decide to be a sponsor of mine.
This part will stay in the outtakes.
Yeah.
It's a bonus for your Patreon.
I'll put this on the paid channel. So, well, man, you guys have a crazy office here.
Yeah.
Star Wars and Game of Thrones and art and artifacts and comic strips.
Well,
what a fun place to work.
Yeah, it's a blast. I've been with the company since about 2015.
Yeah.
And unlike a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been with the company since about. So I've been with the company since about 2015, and unlike a lot of companies going into the blockchain space right now, we're an established business. So we've been around since 2012 and have had time to, get our feet under us, actually have an office, and figure out how the business side of things work as well.
Since 2015?
Well, the company's been around since 2012 and revenue generating since 2014.
2014, wow. And what was it then? Was it?
So the XYO Network is a location oracle, and we got our start in Bluetooth and GPS trackers. And those are still going to be the backbone of the network itself. But last year, just like you and I were talking about, we realized that when we were just sitting around and talking, we were talking about crypto and blockchain all the time. And the more we talked about it, the more we realized, hey, there isn't this location verification solution for smart contracts and in the crypto space. There is no crypto location oracle.
Yeah.
And we have both the interest in creating that, just as we're excited about this, and we also have the experience, having been in the hardware and location space for 6 years now.
Wow. And were you guys already, was there somebody in the company that was already knowledgeable about blockchain?
We were all knowledgeable as hobbyists.
Yeah.
So we'd spent some time, some of the developers on the team had, played with Solidity and worked on development that way. And we knew the language, knew what we needed to learn.
Yeah. Were you guys all in San Diego? Or you guys,
Yeah. We were all in San Diego. There's a team of about 20 full-time staff and about 20 contractors or part-timers. The majority of us are here in San Diego. We do have some folks that are working remotely, but we really feel that there is a strong benefit in having everyone in the same room.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't do that, we never would have gotten into crypto.
Yeah. Yeah. And were you like dabbling in?
Yeah, I got into Bitcoin as in mining and trading in about 2013.
In mining?
Yes.
Was it successful back then?
It was a little bit. I went after the MtGox issue, which was an exchange that went belly up.
Was it?
In 2014, I want to say. I kind of pulled away a little bit and just hodled. And now it's like, oh, that worked out pretty great. But I first got interested. A friend of mine from high school was working on the public radio show Marketplace and did one of the first shows on features on Bitcoin.
Really?
And so that's when I first heard about it, and then tucked it away, and then realized I should have gotten involved then. So I got involved a little bit later.
Wow. And so when you were mining, Like, how long would it take to make a Bitcoin for?
I-
Was this like a personal computer or something?
Yeah, it was just a personal computer, so there wasn't much going on with it. It was just a neat little thing going on in the background.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you.
Did you get even one Bitcoin out of it?
No.
No. So
it
you
was
weren't
fun.
really mining as much as chipping away.
Yeah. It
Just
was the sparrow
rubbing it.
flying across the universe and
Yeah.
chipping off one little peck of the block and then going all the way back.
Oh my God! Wow. And have you upgraded, or do you know any people that are like doing it hardcore and making some money at that?
I know some folks that are doing it. I didn't go that route. I made the choice not to pursue that. I understand why some folks would, absolutely, but especially
Yes.
here in California with power costs the way they are, it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I didn't even realize when I saw that you could buy those little ant miners on Amazon and eBay and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll just buy a boatload of those. But it was like once I started realizing it would cost you more electricity than you would make.
Yeah, and it might work out in the future, and for some folks, and there are lots of places where it can be made feasible. Or for example, I'm not going to encourage people to do it in their dorms. That's a bad suggestion.
In the dorms. Yeah, I got involved with what is that? Hashflare.
Is that one of the mining pools?
Yeah, it's like you can buy a computer or something on their thing, and when I went in, I think I put in like $250, and at the time, if I just that $250, and I just took cash out every day, at the end of the year I would have made like $1,100. I looked at it the other day. In a year, I'm going to have like $200. So it's like it just went backwards somehow, and and this was back I think December that I did that, and I keep reinvesting instead of pulling the money out. I just reinvest it back into the thing, and I don't know. So and then of course I got duped into BitConnect, like because I was like, oh my God, this looks great. And everyone's honest on the blockchain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I briefly got back into trading in December and realized that my heart couldn't take it, and I have to hold because I can't.
You're too emotional.
I'm too emotional. I will make the rash decisions, or I will lose sleep.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I bought a bot on one of the trading sites and just let it go. I don't even look at it anymore.
I need to. Pardon me.
Oh yeah. Go right ahead. Go ahead. We'll just pause right here. So where the heck were we?
I think we're talking about miners.
Yeah, miners and the whole cabal with.
Oh right, with BitConnect. Yeah,
yes.
It's one of the. I got out of trading before that, or well, right around the time that was happening. But I got hit with a different one, which was MtGox, which went completely bankrupt and is still in the process of paying back the people who had money on their exchange.
Really?
Yeah, it was a Japanese-based one. I think I lost. So.
Why did that one go down? Do you know?
My understanding is that they didn't have they weren't able to, when there was a downturn in the market, they didn't have the funds on hand to handle the rush, if I remember correctly.
Oh, when people were trying to get out?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because in 2014 there was another big dip.
Was there?
Yeah. Like from like 900 down to 400 or something like that.
And people freaked out.
So
wow,
it's what happens. It's the fun of the space.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you gotta not be emotional.
You gotta not be emotional. Not put in what you can't afford to lose.
That's right. Don't put in what you can't afford to lose. And you look at the history of it, and it just keeps going back up.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, and I mean, for going that long since what 2009.
2000. Well, the Bitcoin's been around since 2009.
Yeah.
Or at least the white paper was released in 2009. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Now, I watched part of the video that you guys have about on your website. So, talk about what is XYO and how is it location-based, right? I thought something about your car could help somebody find a package.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So we are a cryptolocation oracle. What that basically means is that we prove that a specific thing was at a specific point in space at a specific. We prove that a specific thing was at a specific point in space at a specific point in time. And we do that through a network of devices, the backbone of which are what we call sentinels. Sentinels record heuristic data, so where they are and what's going on around them. And they also communicate with each other. So if you've got two sentinels that are in the same space, they're communicating with each other saying, I saw this package on this doorstep at this point in time. And each of them records that on their own private ledger. You can examine two devices' ledgers to verify that the information that they've provided is valid, and that's what we call the proof of origin. All of the history of interactions of a specific device on the network, and through bound witnesses, which is comparing two devices' ledgers, you can verify that both are saying that they were at the same point in space at the same point in time.
Now, are these little, like when you say sentinels? Mm-hmm. No, what is that?
So we're a hardware company, or started out as a hardware company.
Okay.
And so we've been making Bluetooth item finders and GPS trackers for the past 4 years. So that's going to be the backbone of the network starting out. We're also looking into other technologies like NFC, but we've open sourced the platform. So right now, as the network, when we launch the main net later this year, it'll probably be mostly the stuff that we've manufactured, Bluetooth devices, and maybe other technology as well, depending on the ramping speed. And but the platform itself, the XYO network, is communication technology agnostic. So if someone wants to make something using NFC or using LoRa or using any other communication protocol, they'd be able to do that.
So, like when you say Bluetooth, it's reading something, it's communicating.
Yeah, they're communicating back and forth. It's called a Bluetooth beacon because they rather than pairing like your headset does.
Yeah.
They send a signal out and then ping other devices receive that, as opposed to a direct back and forth connection. But each device on the network will record what beacons have been around them at the same point at a specific point in time.
Okay, so and forgive me if I sound really really dumb about this. So I know that like on Bluetooth, you have to pair it because there has to be numbers and stuff like that, and you got to say, yeah, that's me, and pair it. So if you're on the network and you guys manufacture the devices, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll be the primary manufacturer early on, but we it's open source, so we hope that other folks will join us as well.
So when you're on the network, your machine, your device or whatever is already connected to the network.
They're already so every Bluetooth device has what's called a unique a UUID. I think unique universal ID is what that stands for.
Okay.
And it would say they wouldn't directly pair with each other like with your headset or whatever or your Bluetooth mouse, but they would say, I saw this UUID at this point in time.
And it's just passing by or something,
exactly.
Right? So It doesn't latch onto it. It sees it.
Right.
And it can record something down on a...
Exactly. And they'll both say, we saw each other.
Okay. So now, like one of the things that I saw said that you could, something could find your bike, right? Your bike would have to have a device built into it.
Right.
Or you could add this device onto your bike.
Stick it on.
Kind of like a tile.
Exactly. Tile's probably our best known competitor in the consumer space.
Oh, it's a competitor of yours.
Yeah, but they aren't... they're not getting into the blockchain space, at least as far as we know.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah, we're excited. Yes. But we would be happy to have Tile be participating in the XYO network.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's where we'd love it.
Yeah, and so this is going to be something that people could like buy at a store, like a Best Buy or something like that.
Exactly,
right?
And then every time your device is used, so XYO tokens are used to query the network to say, where is this thing? How did it get there? When did it get there? Every time information you provide is used to answer a question, you earn XYO tokens.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the crypto economics incentive to participate.
So when you buy this product, you automatically become part of the family.
Exactly.
Oh.
You become part of the family, and
you register your product, obviously.
You register your product. You're using the app, and if you're using the app and you walk by a a bike that's missing and somebody asks where it is, the data you provide is
Oh my
used,
God.
and you've earned some XYO tokens.
How cool is that? Now you automatically get your wallet whenever you sign up with this, and
Yes,
Okay.
that's
makes it very user friendly.
exactly. The specifics of that part of the UI is something we're still working out. That'll be later this year. We do have the UI for developers is something that we're just about to launch. So potentially by the time you've released this episode, we'll have it. You can check that out on XYO.network.
Wow. Okay, so developers, so you're like opening this up for other people to come in and help you guys.
Absolutely.
Wow.
We
Just building the family.
last in early March, we had a hackathon here at our offices in San Diego, and we worked with the city's smart cities project to find a way to pay parking meters by the minute using XYO tokens, just based on the connection.
Wow. So you don't have to sit there and feed your meter.
Exactly.
That would be wonderful. That would eliminate parking tickets.
Yeah. Don't tell the city that.
That's I was about to say they probably don't like that though. Because they make a lot of money on me, by the way. Not because I got the ticket initially, but because I forget to pay the ticket. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the year when I get my registration, there's like an extra $300 on there.
Yep.
I'm like, oh man, that $60 would have been so much better. Yeah, I can see that. I would vote for that. I would absolutely vote for that. Now, one of the things that I noticed that kind of really sparked my interest was that you guys partnered with J.R. Hildebrand.
Mm-hmm. Yes, right? We did. We've actually got Talladega is going on this weekend, and we got some folks there right now.
Really?
Yeah, because we're sponsoring a couple cars in
cars.
NASCAR. Yeah, and I can't.
Okay. We'll pause right here for.
I need to look up the names because they're both Jones.
Jones.
Let's see.
PJ Jones?
Eric Jones and
this is NASCAR?
yeah.
Okay.
Eric Jones and Brandon Jones.
Eric Jones and Brandon Jones.
Yep.
From NASCAR.
Yeah.
Now J.R. Hildebrand, he's an indie guy.
Oh yeah, I got my two confused.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I'm a big indie fan. I've been a photographer, a licensed photographer. Like your buddy does the license art for Lucas. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I do licensed photography for Indy 500.
Awesome.
That's
really cool.
They're historic race cars.
Yeah.
And so they have a museum, the Indy 500 museum, and so I have a wall in there with some of my photography on it.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
You need to get a picture of the J.R. Hildebrand car.
I would love to. I met him at Long Beach.
Oh, cool.
And I was there with Parnelli Jones. I don't know if you remember those names, but Parnelli was he won the '63 Indy 500. Mm-hmm. I did a book for him and did a little documentary on him, and so I got to go with him to the Long Beach Grand Prix and go down in the pits and meet all of the race car drivers. And his son was driving a PJ.
Awesome.
Was racing in that, but. Yeah, I saw that, and JR, he was the guy that went into the wall at Indy in 2011.
Oh wow!
At the end, he was coming down the street. It was he saw the checkered flag, and kind of overshot the turn, and went right into the wall.
Oh wow!
And just kind of slid like another couple hundred yards, but it was heartbreaking. And I think he was racing in the National Guard car. I think he was racing for National Guard that day. But yeah, it was tough to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so. How'd you guys did you get?
I wasn't directly involved in that.
No?
And so our one of our co-founders, Marcus Levin, is the one who arranged that, and all of our Indy sponsorship and our NASCAR sponsorship. And so the specifics of that I can't speak to in depth,
Yeah.
but I know that everyone that we're supporting was interested in the crypto space, and so they were excited about the
Oh, really?
project.
So J.R. Hildebrand was already interested in it, or
Yeah.
the team was?
Or the team, yeah.
Okay.
And so they were excited about the project and not just about the idea of having a sponsor, which is really cool to have them actually acting as, enthusiasts about what we're doing.
Yeah. Now, are you guys going to be doing advertising with the JR?
I don't know the specifics of that. So
Wow.
I can get back to you on that. And
I'd
you
love
can
to be
drop it
part of
in.
that
Yeah.
if you guys are going to do that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love all kinds of indie stuff. So maybe I could provide you guys some photography.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, the NASCAR thing. No, did they come to you, or did you guys seek them out? How does that
Like I
work?
said, I don't know how the first contact was made, but I know that that both of the drivers that we're sponsoring are interested in the crypto space, and so I don't know if I think that we either reached out to them or met someone on the team at a conference, but
Okay.
but I wasn't in the room for the first conversations.
Sure. Okay. I got it. Okay. Sweet. Well, okay. So getting back to the whole network thing, and then so we've got the little products. Is there going to be like I know something about a package. How would that work if there's a package? I mean, if you're going to have 10 million packages going out every day.
So that's where where things like some different technologies other than Bluetooth will really come in handy unless you're doing a really high value product. But so about 1 in 3 Americans said that they experienced porch theft in 2016.
Yep.
So it's a big thing that happens. So if you've got a smart doorbell or a smart house, or just some sort of XYO device on your doorstep, and the UPS driver or the delivery driver says also has one, and so does the package, then every package would be on the truck would be communicating with each other, would be communicating with the driver, and then you'd have also the verification that it made it on your porch at this point in time.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be dependent on one reporter, whether that's just a tracking number or the delivery company's specific reporting. You'd have that crowdsourced, essentially, decentralized method of saying this made it there. So that's pretty cool in the U.S., but in places like India and Africa, where payment on delivery is much more common.
Is it?
Yes.
COD.
Yeah,
right?
COD.
Yeah.
Then that would essentially give you a way to execute a smart contract for payment on delivery for an e-commerce order. So you would have the smart contract holding the funds essentially in escrow, and when your package makes it to your door, it's automatically released. If it doesn't make it to your door by the time that it's supposed to, it's returned back to you.
Oh, wow. And is this going to be cryptocurrency?
Yeah, it could be crypto. It could be cryptocurrency. It could be used to execute a smart contract that would release traditional currency as well, depending on exactly how it's chosen to be implemented.
Very cool.
And the system right now exists that you could do it with Ethereum, for example, or other smart contract-based cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. Wow. And would you have to get the carriers on board with this at the same time, right?
We'd need to get the carriers on board, but we could, for example, as a proof of concept, we could get smaller scale couriers that are doing high value items or something like that on board to really show that, hey, this is an idea that works.
Oh, even like couriers, couriers in LA. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And I guess you guys have them in San Diego too, because there's a lot of these buildings.
Oh, yeah.
And so guys on bikes and cruising around with tubes of blueprints and stuff, so they know when it got there. Mm-hmm. Okay, very cool. And then you would, I guess, if you're going to be doing on the large scale, then you guys really you'd have a. How would that happen? I mean, I can't even conceive that.
Well, I mean, we're ready to do it on a large scale.
Yeah.
So scaling is obviously an issue that a lot of that needs to be addressed with any cryptocurrency, and so or with any blockchain, and so from the beginning we brought on as an advisor Raul Jordan, who is working on the scaling of Ethereum. He was probably one of our, I think, first 3 advisors, and was very, very hands-on in helping us put together the white paper to make sure that what we're developing would be able to work at scale.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have a lot of really cool advisors on
We've
board
got,
here?
so Raul Jordan, like I said, he actually got about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, got a $100,000 grant from the Ethereum Foundation for his to continue his work on scaling Ethereum.
Wow.
We have Paul Hynek, who is a smart cities expert, who joined us recently. Ishmael Malik, who's a very well-known name in just the blockchain space as a whole.
Yeah, I've heard that name before.
His LinkedIn is at blockchain.
At
So
blockchain.
he's been there for a while.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we've got a lot of great folks, and we're bringing on always talking to more advisors who are excited about the project.
Yeah, and so with the Ethereum network, that's how you guys built the.
Yeah. So the XYO token right now is a Ethereum token. We will be working to make it to have parity on other blockchains as well, and that's something that we're still working out the specifics of, because we want to make sure that the token that we're selling right now retains its value, but also that we're able to execute this on other blockchains.
Okay, so and I'm still super new at this, so forgive me if I sound really stupid, but is that an ERC20?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, so for people like me, explain
So
what is ERC20.
I can explain bare bones. ERC20 is essentially an accepted protocol for smart contracts on Ethereum. And you can use that to create what are called tokens, which are their own separate storage of value or information on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay.
So you use Ethereum to send those tokens, but they're their own separate cryptocurrency and can be used for various aspects.
Okay, all right, because when I saw that, I know there was like Ethereum, then there was ERC20, and I couldn't figure out why there was a difference.
ERC20 is a platform built on Ethereum.
A platform built on Ethereum. And I know that people they just make their own blockchain, right? Based on these existing blockchains.
Yeah.
Right, because everything's open source, right? So, because I'm obviously not a coder.
Neither am I.
Okay.
I'm an enthusiast.
You're an enthusiast. So what do you do here?
So I'm the head of media. So I do
Head of
things
media.
like this.
You do stuff like this.
Yeah.
You hang out with podcasters.
I hang out with podcasters.
And you do your own
have chats on
podcast,
YouTube.
too.
I do have a Game of Thrones and a Star Trek podcast that I do.
And what is that? What channel is
Got
that?
Thrones is the Game of Thrones podcast.
Got
and
Thrones.
The Disco Trek is our Star Trek Discovery podcast.
Disco Trek.
But yeah, so I do this. I'm also generally in our various social media channels like Telegram. I'm the one who's generally most involved there. So if you're having a conversation with with one of us on our Telegram channel, for example, it's probably me.
Is it? Okay.
So
Do you get a lot of porn on there?
no, sorry to disappoint.
I gotta delete like once or twice a week. I gotta delete somebody off mine.
No, that's not a problem. If that's a problem,
Yeah.
Then we're working with a team that helps with our moderation of our Telegram channel.
Is it?
And if that's happened, they've gotten to it before I saw it.
Oh,
so
okay.
kudos to them.
Well, I'm the only one running mine, and it seems like I get like 3 porn to every real person that joins my Telegram network.
Oof. That's no fun.
I don't get it. I'm like, why did you guys pick me? And how long have you been doing your podcast?
I started my podcast in 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
And how's it been?
It goes when Game of Thrones is on. It's
Yeah.
super popular. We were actually one of the top 50 entertainment podcasts in the world, which is pretty cool.
That is.
And then other than that, it's something we do for fun.
Yeah. Have you been able to interview any of the really cool people from the show? Or?
The coolest one is actually the guy who created the Dothraki language and the Valyrian language.
Get
David J.
out.
Peterson. He's actually up. I think he's up in Irvine. We're in San Diego.
Get out. I live in Irvine.
Oh yeah. Well, you could probably look him up.
Oh my God.
But he's an expert on what's called conlangs, which are constructed languages, And so we sat down with them and had a conversation all about how we took this language that was developed in the books and made it into a language that can be spoken and built out.
No way.
Because George R. R. Martin, not a linguist.
Yeah.
But so it was a really cool conversation. It was probably the one that was most exciting.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. And then on your Star Trek one,
that's just been us.
That's just been.
That's been we started that one because my co-host on the Game of Thrones podcast and we bonded in middle school over being the only two people we knew that liked Star Trek.
Really?
So when there was a new Star Trek, we figured we had to do it.
Did you have you what's I going with that? So no, like William Shatner or anybody?
No. We're 10 episodes in.
10 episodes in.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still pretty new.
Yep.
Right on. And how often do you do that?
Lately, not at all, because I've been focusing on this.
Just takes all your time.
Yeah, I think that the most 2018 statement I've ever made is that I don't have time to focus on my podcast because I'm worried about my ICO.
Okay, so what's going on with the ICO?
So we've got the token sale going on right now.
The what part of the token sale?
We are in the public sale of the token sale.
Okay.
It started on March 20th. It runs through May 20th. So you can find out all the information on our website, XYO.network, or on our Telegram channel.
Okay.
It's going like gangbusters.
It is, because check this out. I was just on it this morning. One of the crazy things was that every time it comes up, like right now, it tells me about one Ethereum of XYO.
Yep.
Like right down here at the bottom, like every second, there's like people.
Yeah, we're having people coming and buying it.
Every second.
Every few minutes.
Every few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty darn great. We've sold. Last time I checked, I'm actually going to look this up right now because I think it's the coolest indicator, at least to me. And this is great radio right here,
isn't it?
Of me Googling. We have 1,741 token holders.
Wow.
Different addresses that are holding the XYO token right now, which is pretty darn cool given that, when we started with 10. With 10.
Mm-hmm. Was that the people?
Right? With just the team.
Yeah. And so talk to me about numbers here. Mm-hmm. Like they always talk about the cap or the things like that.
So we've got a projected cap of $48 million US.
Okay.
That's we built out the structure of the token sale when you create a ERC20 token, you can't create more once you've created it. So we created about 100 billion tokens with the understanding that at the end of the token sale, anything that isn't allocated, so isn't sold or otherwise allocated, is going to be burned. So it's going to be destroyed.
How do you do that?
You send it to essentially a null Ethereum address, and that destroys it.
Could I give you mine? Could you send it to me?
We could, but no.
I'll burn those for you.
Burn it on caviar and champagne.
Yes. So why would you do that?
Because that way you know that there is a fixed number of tokens that exist that is based on the market interest.
Okay.
So it means that if we don't sell through them all, that we aren't sitting with 94% of the tokens or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a way to make sure that the actual token supply, since there isn't a traditional creation of tokens through mining, it's to make sure that the actual token supply is based on the market interest. Okay.
No, and you're ensuring that the market interest is 100% saturated because...
Well, if it's not, then it'll be available on exchanges and things like that.
Okay. So if somebody just didn't even hear about it, like they're just under a rock somewhere.
Yep.
And they suddenly come out, they're like, oh my God, I want an XYO token.
Yep. That's where the exchanges come in.
Okay.
They have to get it through an exchange or through purchasing it as not part of the token sale.
Okay. And when you guys have a pre-launch or pre-sale?
We did have a pre-sale. We went to a couple crypto enthusiast groups, and rather than going the traditional route where you go to the large-scale institutional investors. We went to 2 different crypto enthusiast groups and offered it to them instead. And I think there were, between the 2 of them, there were about 3,500 people, and about 500 of them participated.
Really?
Yep.
So what does one token cost?
So we sell it at a linear scale. So as more tokens are sold, the price increases. So it started out as 1 Ethereum is 100,000 XYO tokens, and right now I want to say 1 Ethereum is 99,500 or something along those lines.
Okay, and breaking that down into into a dollar, what would that
into
be?
a dollar? It'd be what's Ethereum at right now?
It's like 600.
Yeah, 600. So roughly, I want to say 0.6 of a cent.
Okay.
Let me do the math there.
Ethereum 633.
Yeah, 633. Oh, that's the wrong way.
We're going on calculators right now. I couldn't even do this.
About 0.6 of a cent.
0.6 of a cent. Okay.
As of right now on Thursday at 11:30.
Okay, cool. And if people want to buy these, they have to come through the XYO.network,
You
right?
have to do it through XYO.network.
Okay.
In the U.S., we are not offering it to unaccredited investors.
And that means?
That means folks who essentially, the SEC has a term they call accredited investors. It's essentially someone who makes above $100,000 a year or has a net worth of above $1 million. Excuse me, of above $1 million.
Above $1 million. Okay.
Yeah. So that's essentially to make sure that that folks who are investing in high risk, privately held things are either knowledgeable enough to do their own research or have enough money in the bank to make sure that if it doesn't pan out, they're okay. So so we aren't offering it to unaccredited investors because we want to make sure that we're doing things right for the network as a whole in the long term.
Sure.
Unaccredited investors, however, can buy equity in our company. So they can, if you're interested in participating in that way and you're an unaccredited investor, you can purchase equity in XY, the Findables company, which is the parent company of the XYO network, and participate in that way.
Okay.
That's open to pretty much everyone in the U.S.
Now, what about like airdrop and things like that? Did you guys do anything like that?
We aren't doing an airdrop. There is a bounty program for some folks, which is helping us spread the word, and you can find out about that by reaching out to us on Telegram.
Beautiful. Okay. And then once it runs its course of, and you guys have a couple of left over and you burn those, then what happens?
At that point in time, at some point, we do plan on being on an exchange. We can't make any statements about that until it's publicly
I heard about
announced.
that. Yeah, I heard that people can't make a statement about that. Why is that?
2 reasons. Number one, it's the agreements you have with the exchange generally, because that could lead to speculation and rampant speculation, and that sort of thing. And
is that like insider trading or something?
Exactly. It'd be insider trading or...
even if it's not on an exchange yet?
Right. Well, if we make that announcement and then it doesn't fall through, then, if for some reason it doesn't go through, then that would be an issue. But it's also just it's the agreements you have with the exchanges. But also you don't want to make it's what are called forward-looking statements like that without being able to specifically 100% back them up from a regulatory standpoint. Okay,
got it.
So we'll be able to talk about that a little bit more once the token sale ends. Awesome.
Okay. And then what? I'm sure you guys. I mean, you're developing things here all the time, and you have once this is done, you guys will be moving on to something else, or?
Well, this is going to be. We're going to be putting a lot of attention to this for a lot of time.
Yeah.
We're growing the team every day, bringing on more developers in the blockchain space and that sort of thing, because this obviously is something that we need to foster. It's a long-term project for us, but we do plan on. You can see our roadmap on our website, but we do plan on having the mainnet live before the end of 2018. And we will be, like I said, we'll be launching the beginning of our dev tools and the dashboard and UI very soon. It might be out. While we're recording this, my CEO is doing a Facebook Live demo of it.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool, man. This is the first time I've been inside of one of your is this called an incubator?
We're not an incubator because we're one company. An incubator would be if you've got a bunch of different, if you've got, for example, a bunch of different folks working in the same space, working together, and the incubator is an investor or an enthusiast that's helping them make connections and helping them with the knowledge that they need to get things off the ground.
Okay, but you guys are already running, so that's
yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So there are a couple incubators here in San Diego, though.
Yeah, is this like a tech hotbed?
It's specifically biotech is kind of what San Diego is known for, but we're getting more and more blockchain enthusiasts all the time.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see more projects like ours, I think, well, blockchain projects anyway, coming out of San Diego, I think, in the next few months and few years.
Do you get people calling you up or asking you what is blockchain? What is this thing? What is an XYO? What is a token?
Yeah. I think that it's blockchain as a concept has only been around for 10 years. And it's really only been depending on how deeply you're involved in the tech space, you probably only heard about it for the first time sometime between 6 years and 6 months ago. So there's the intro to blockchain aspect is something that we have to, that everyone I think involved in the space needs to be willing to help new people in. Whether they are educated in the tech space or whether they're just enthusiastic
like
newcomers.
Me, who hadn't even heard about it until, and I think of myself as a pretty tech savvy kind of guy, yet I'd never heard of blockchain before December.
Right. Yeah. There's the resources aren't all there for everyone yet.
Yeah.
And they're not always easy to find.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be working in this space, you need to be willing to help foster adoption and knowledge. So
do you guys do any kind of community outreach of any sort?
We're planning on hosting a couple more meetups. Like I said, we hosted a hackathon at the beginning of March, and while there were quite a few developers here, not all of them had worked in Solidity or in blockchain tech before. And so our CEO was here for pretty much the whole 48 hours, helping people and giving them advice as to how the technology works, not just our specific technology, but blockchain as a whole.
Wow. So you had the CEO hanging out and doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys do any kind of charity work?
Nothing really to speak of.
Yeah.
One of the plans for the revenue generated in the token sale, about 5% of it is going to be going towards supporting other blockchain concepts. So not charity in the nonprofit sense, but charity in the building the foundation of blockchain technology.
Okay, sense. Like helping the community develop itself.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great, man. And then do you guys go to these shows? These big conferences and things like that? And
we've gone to a few of them. Our co-founder Marcus is the one who. Marcus and I are the ones who go to most of them. He's actually at one in Miami right now, but he in March, I think over the course of 14 days, he went from South by Southwest to Puerto Rico to Hong Kong to San Francisco to LA.
Oh my gosh!
In the course of 10 to 12 days. So it's such a new space that you're unlike. So I've done CES, which is huge for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
It's such a new space that it's very easy to have conversations with people who are very influential.
Yeah.
And to learn a lot, whereas as opposed to just at something like CES, because there's hundreds of thousands of people there, it's mostly just answering the same questions over and over and over. But you'll have folks who are incredibly involved in the space and incredibly knowledgeable, sitting there shooting the breeze with you, coming to your booth to say, hey, this is cool.
Yeah.
Or I like your hats. Tell me more.
I like your hats. And when you're like sitting in the airport and you're sitting at the bar and a guy walks up and says, oh, so what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. How much do you know about blockchain? And everybody thinks they know a lot, including me.
Yeah. Well, I still, I rarely run into anybody that knows anything about cryptocurrencies, blockchain, Bitcoin. They just they roll their eyes, or they're like, oh, the fake money. And,
for me, the most exciting aspect of adoption of Bitcoin and blockchain was last Christmas. I gave, in my family white elephant, I gave $25 in Bitcoin.
Really?
And
wow. Well, that turned around for them really good.
Well, it was last Christmas, so.
It doubled, right?
No, last Christmas it halved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Christmas of 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant 16. So
No,
like,
2017.
So, okay. Right.
But my aunt was the one who received it, and I didn't have to explain what it was to her.
Really?
And she's of the boomer generation, so the fact that this is a neat up and coming technology, I mean, she's not a developer and couldn't talk about the benefits of distributed ledger technology, but she was aware what Bitcoin was.
That's crazy.
And didn't need any sort of primer for it. So
yeah,
it was really cool.
Wow. And did you teach her how to get a wallet or she?
Well, I set up the wallet but showed her how to access it and stuff like that. And yeah,
wow.
It was really cool.
That's nice. Right on, man. Well, Guy, you guys are doing a crazy thing here, and I dig it, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
We're excited. It's been a rush.
Yeah.
A lot of not much sleep, but a lot of fun new challenges and so much excitement and potential.
Yeah. Oh, I especially like the whole part about the cars and the racing and stuff. Are you going to be able to go to the Indy 500 in May?
That's a great question. We're constantly trying to figure out who has the time and bandwidth to do things like that.
You got to take your laptop with you and just keep working.
Yeah.
While you're in the stands working.
So I don't know whether I'll be. I'd love to, but I don't know if I'll personally be able to make that one.
No. I've been to it twice.
Awesome.
And it's a fun trip, man.
Yeah.
It's fun. The morning of the race, you better leave your hotel at like 3 a.m. Because you're going to be stuck in a 3-hour traffic jam. Oh. Because there's one, there's usually like one road up in there, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah. So
it is an absolute nightmare to get into the track.
I bet. But maybe I'll get to see it.
But it's worth it, man. It's worth it. You get in, you'll have a great time. Great time. And it's a people watching tour too. You'll sit back and just watch from every aspect, man. You got guys over here drinking Coors Light that just passed out on the lawn, to the man in the ascot and the trophy wife walking through, and but it's all the people who bring together, and unfortunately we lost Jim Neighbors, who used to sing what is it, something about Indiana. Welcome. Oh shoot, I'm gonna look like an idiot now. Something about Indiana. I can't remember what the damn song was, but he would sing that every year, And the lady from the Partridge Family, or not Partridge, the Brady Bunch, the mother from the Brady Bunch. Was her name Carol?
Well, the character was Carol.
Carol Brady.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she sang a song last time I was there.
Oh, cool.
And I went to a driver's meeting, and she was there, and I was like, oh my God, it's Carol Brady. So, But yeah, that's a cool event, man. So I would encourage you, if you can get to go to it, man, that'd be great. Especially if you guys are sponsoring a car and get to hang out and be in the pits with the driver.
Oh yeah, that would be super cool.
Yeah.
I know we'll have people there. I don't know if I'll get to be one of them.
Well, hope you do, man.
Yeah.
And but it's been great hanging out with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
thanks for making the trek down here.
Absolutely, man. And hopefully we get to do this again.
Yeah.
And talk about the upcoming stuff that's happening with you guys. And
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Right on, man.